Okay, we're going to try this again with a new mic because technology loves me today. Hi, Ryan. I had to start a new stream because the first one apparently sounded robotic. Does my voice sound any better? Let me know if the voice is any better. Okay, well then here's the thing. It was actually YouTube because I did not change a single setting when I remade this live stream. So I don't know what was up with YouTube, but I literally changed nothing, started a new stream, and apparently the mic is fine. So I'm not sure what was going on there, but it wasn't my equipment. So that's lovely. Anywho, all right. Well, now that we know my items are all working properly and YouTube just wanted to make my Sunday a little more adventurous, let's start over. Hello to everyone coming in and coming back from the stream that I will now have to delete. Anyway, thank you, YouTube, for screwing with my microphones. So what we are doing today, I'm going to repeat this because a few new people have already popped in from the last one. Okay, we are going to be looking at the Castle Arts Harmonious collection, 72 count. These aren't actually new. They've been around for a while. I just recently caved and purchased them because, well, they were on Amazon. I didn't feel like buying them off of Castle Arts. I'm that lazy. I'm not going to lie. And then I thought, maybe I'll give it a shot. So we're going to take a look at these. I'm not Castle Art's biggest fan, but that's a good thing for you because then I'll be honest. I'm not here to win any brand deals from Castle Art. I'm pretty sure they blacklisted me. So yeah, it'll be fun. We're going to swatch these first. If we have time, we'll play with them. Hopefully Nightbot will still kick in. Now that I think about it, I may have to. No, it's picking everything up. Okay. So the other thing is there will be a giveaway for a set of these as well, which I'll explain later when we get to that, but just keep that in mind. There will be a giveaway. You can get this set of 72 for yourself, but let's take a look. Okay, so these came in a box, a Castle Art box, and then they were shrink wrapped. I took that off. So I haven't actually opened these myself, but we're going to take a look-see. All right, it smells like Castle Art pencils. They have a smell, a very distinct smell. So we have all of our colors up here. I really do like the artwork. Okay, so what do we get in here? This is their usual product guide that they throw into everything. It doesn't necessarily always apply. The one thing I do like is how they have changed up the style of their pencils. No more of these black barrel ones, which is good because the black barrel ones were starting to look like a lot of the cheapy budget brands, So it's nice that they kind of switched to this newer style. That said, it's not like they're the best brand out there, but they're not the worst. So we've got that little pamphlet. Ooh, look at this. We have a Queen of Harmony little explanation thingy. So let's see what this is. All right. Oh, it's a tutorial if you want to actually color this. And then again with the product crap. That's a little bit of overkill, but whatever. All right, let's see. Open this up. Oh, and it tells you exactly what colors to use. That's actually kind of cool. But is the picture actually in here? We'll find out. All right, this is just their contact card. Then we've got our little thing for Harmonious pencils. Oh, I like the way they wrote that out. Teaching you how to sharpen. By the way, I never follow sharpening rules, so if you expect me to show you the right way to sharpen, you should just walk away now. I break the rules. All right, it has a little rundown of all the colors. Cornforth White. Oh man, some of these names, these are going to be rough because we all know I love to pronounce names. All right, we've got a little thing on pressure, layering, Unfortunately, most of this I ignore because I got my own style. This all here, but yeah, so it's got like a little handbook. It's not, I mean, it's sort of towards these pencils. They give these out in most of their sets, but it's nice that they have a few here where they show you how to like layer them. But yeah, some of the advice in here is just kind of can go for all. All right, let me get this out of the way. The picture's not here though. Am I supposed to get the picture? I didn't even see in here. Do I download it? Because like this picture they have the tutorial on, they didn't actually give me the picture. Let's see. Oh, I bet you I have to sign up here to get it. I'll look into that. Okay. Then we have a swatch tester sheet, which is what we'll be using today to swatch these out. It's so tiny. I can't believe 72 fit on there, but they will. All right. And then we got our little thingy-jigger here. Oh boy. Look at these. Okay. I call these the hair tie lifts because they literally remind me of a hair elastic. But we've got our trays. Let's see. I was kind of curious about this set because it's kind of got that grayscale-esque thing going on about it. Move the tin off to the side. I mean, these are pretty colors. Yeah, those aren't too bad. See, I didn't get an email. I feel kind of shafted there. But like I said, I'm pretty sure Castle Art put me on their naughty list because I've never really had a lot of good things to say about them. So they're probably like, you know what, screw that chick. All right, so let's see. Let's pick up a pencil that we could see on camera nice and well. It's got like this matte paint finish. And then it says Castle Art Harmonious. If you're wondering why the keyword to enter into the giveaway is harmony, I knew if I said harmonious, there would be so many people like misspelling it. Not on purpose. It's just a pain in the butt to write that word. And I didn't want to make it hard. So then we have the color name, color number, and then of course the HA. Like if you buy the pastel tints, you'll notice it has a different code showing you it's for pastel tints. So that's kind of nice. All right. So let's get this out of the way, this out of the way. Let's grab us a little thingamabob here. Thingamabob is now my new word. I want to see how one of these sharpens up. So they come in, from what I can tell, yep, they come in numerical order in the trays. I'm probably going to swatch these and then likely do my own order. We'll see how it looks. I just want to see how these sharpen. Sharpen nice. I mean, from this angle, the core looks nice and centered. They do have a color dipped end. So I actually like the Castle Art Gold pencils. I've said it before. It's a set I actually do like, but I hate the price. So that's kind of the difference there. I really do enjoy the Castle Art Golds. I think they're nice and smooth. It's just the price tag for those isn't worth it. I mean, you can get something way better. So yeah, if they fix the price on those and their pastel tints, I would be giving them praise for days. But I do not like the soft touch / professional. It's gone through some name changes. If you bought the OGs when they first came out, in fact, if you look back just last week, the week before, I had a list of pencils I regret, and the Castle Art Soft Touch whatevers were on that list. So, like I said, I've been blacklisted. Do the color barreled Castle Arts, I actually find, okay, well, it's hard to say with the pastel tints because the pastel tints have so much white mixed into them that they're naturally very soft. So it's kind of an unfair comparison on those ones. In terms of the golds versus like the colors, I would rather use the Castle Art gold than color. I find those to be softer. These I'll let you know after I swatch them. My nails match. I always aim for that. Like I got a wintry palette and ink. I need to get the ink off me. All right, let's do some swatching. And we'll see how these go. We'll see if I accidentally break the lead. Oh, this color you're not even going to see. This is, of course, the Cornforth white, so don't expect anything magical here. Although it's like a grayish, very light gray, almost like, I'm trying to look at it under the light. It's almost like, I want to say it's like the warm gray from Prisma, the warm gray 10%, but much lighter. Because it doesn't have that French gray, and it's not a cool gray. It's also not white, technically. Wow, that's a pain in the butt color to swatch. All right. And with these being so like grayscale, I may have to turn up the brightness. We'll see. I'm not going to go through and sharpen every single pencil. All of these came standard with the blunt edge. If you ever wonder why they come with a blunt edge, well, if you could imagine a company shipping every pencil like this is not what you're going to get. That's going to break. Blunt edges. But a good person would sit there and sharpen all of them. But, you know, back in the day when I swatched 500 pencils at once, I learned that I'm not that person and I break the rules. So I don't sharpen. I just go for it. And you know what? It's fine. There is a residue sometimes on cheaper pencils, but it's really not that bad. If you notice like any resistance or ickiness, then sharpen it. But for the most part, they're fine to go straight out of the case. That one is a little crumbly, but I'd rather it be crumbly than dusty. Let's see. This is Mulberry Mist. I'm just very curious about this set because it is so light and ethereal. I think they should have called it an ethereal set, but they probably didn't want to venture down that road and get complaints for the word. But still, it is very ethereal. Gotta be careful on your word choices. Thankfully, that word is not banned by YouTube, so I can say it. I know some of these colors you guys aren't even going to be able to see. Oh, for Pete's sake. It's like a pinkish one. I wonder if I turn down my light over here. That's not going to help us much either, is it? I'm just trying to make it so they're a little bit brighter than they actually are. But yeah, this is like they're just so light. Once we get further in, we'll have some better color, I guess. Should have thought about that ahead of time. Oh wait, this one you guys might actually see. I'm really trying to stay in the box. It's kind of like a nice light peach color, pinkish peach. Surprisingly, these aren't as soft as the pastel tints, but again, the pastel tints have so much white in there and a lot of filler that they're a lot softer. All right, oops. I know once we get towards these darker colors, we'll be able to see this. Okay. Calamine. Is this like the lotion that you put on when you have poison ivy? Oh, it is actually the color of it. Oh, good old calamine. Anyone ever have chicken pox and remember the being, slathered in calamine? Gosh, that was the worst. You just walked around with pink dots all over your body. On top of the fact that you had pink dots from chicken pox. That's not too bad of a color. Yeah, so these barely just hit Amazon US. I'm sure they'll start making their rounds everywhere else. But that was the only reason I finally broke down and bought them, was because they were on Amazon US. They've been on their website for a while. It's just I don't want to hassle with that. I enjoy my 2-day shipping. These actually shipped for me overnight. That doesn't necessarily apply to everyone though. So just FYI on that one. But yeah, they did come overnight for me, but we have a distribution center like 20 minutes away. So they must have had them in stock there. I can't suggest any books until I swatch these out. But honestly, here's the thing. You could color anything with these colors. I mean, the whole point is you have this kind of grayed out, soft and subtle color tone, but you don't necessarily have to worry about the book. It would be a worry on the paper. This is like the cardstock for this swatch chart that they gave me is pretty smooth, which is what I prefer to color on. And they're doing okay. They're not scratchy or anything. Create Space, I wouldn't know. Spring Heather. Of course, it is hard to stain the lines when you don't pre-sharpen. There's that problem. It's actually a pretty color. So this is going to be a very muted palette. I'm kind of curious to see once these are all swatched out how they look. And if you do enter the giveaway that Nightbot will probably, well, has spammed because I saw a few of you put it in, just keep in mind you have to be able to get shipments from Amazon US to enter. Let's see. I might actually try, wait a minute. We're out of, somehow we got it out of order. And by me, I mean them. I'm just trying to make sure. Okay, 7, 8. So these two must have gotten flopped. No, I'm missing number 9. Where did you go? Oh, it's over here. It was like 6 pencils back. I was almost panicking. I'm like, wait, everything was full. All right, we're good. I found it. I don't know how opaque these are, but where is it? Hang on a sec. I'll test that right now. Holy crap, how hard is it to find a black marker when you have a whole case of black markers? Okay, let's see. This is just a Spectrum Noir random illustrator marker, but let's see. We're just gonna make a black spot there. Wow, this thing's already dry. Hey, Spectrum Noir. I've used this marker never. And it's already pathetically dry. Look at that thing. Oh, that's awful. That's just wrong. Now I know why I don't buy those. I got them in one of those Jazza boxes. All right. Let's try the white, the Cornforth white on this one here. I mean, you can see it, sort of. Definitely not like a Prismacolor. Let's try the Dusty Rose, because that's like a nice pinkish color. I'd be curious to see. Oh, thanks, Care Bear. I'm going to use that to buy my white chocolate mocha latte later, or while I'm streaming. That one shows up not too bad. Let's try... Ooh, let's try that wheatgrass color. Where'd that one go? That's mulberry mist. I want wheatgrass. Well, this one shows up even better than the white. And this is a toothy paper, FYI. Yep, I got a toothy paper under my soft paper. So I guess they do show up, sort of. Yes, the giveaway is US only. Did Nightbot not say that? It should. Whenever Nightbot spams it, I swear I made sure to say US only. Obviously, you must be over the age of 18, and all that lovely jazz. But yeah, it's because I need to ship these from Amazon US. So sorry for those who are not in the US. I could not afford to buy these and ship them international. Shipping rates lately give me nightmares. All right, where's the right misty gray we want? There we go. Oh, good, it does say it. I thought I put it in there. But yeah, if you're not in the US and I end up pulling your name and you already entered, just let me know and I will pull another name. I have a feeling I'm going to be really sick of gray tones by pencil number 24. But it looks like from the barrel color, as we get in, we'll have some more colors to play with. So we're not just sitting here looking at this. I have to move all these pencils over now. So I got the wrong ones in. All right. Now we got Gossamer. And these are really light. So I'm sorry they're not showing, probably not showing up as well on camera, especially via live stream, but they are really light. And this one is also really scratchy. This color, I mean. Oh, and hi, Shannon. that part too. It's kind of an interesting color palette, isn't it? All right, where's a French gray? There it is. Just gonna fix that. We'll see how harmonious these are once we have them all swatched. Live in harmony with your pencil collection. I mean, it's a cute idea, and these aren't too expensive as a 72 set. I was actually kind of surprised at that. So that was nice, especially considering the price of some of their other pencils, but I'm assuming they probably realized they couldn't go full bore with their pricing, considering what you're getting is like kind of a grayscaled palette. But you never know. You never know. Ooh, this one you guys will be able to see. This one has some pigment. It's also called driftwood, which, by the way, it doesn't really look like driftwood. At least not the driftwood that came up on California coast. Oh, and this one is, when you layer back over it, it's actually pulling it back off the paper. So I'll have to test this on a toothier paper. It could just be this pencil though. And I'm not using hard pressure. Oh, that's weird. It won't even blend over. Yeah, it won't even blend over that. Huh. Very interesting. Hi to anyone I missed. I was so happy in a way that the Ohuhu / Copic combined color chart, which by the way is a real thing. There is a color chart that combines both brands. So we're talking 600 markers so that you can create a color chart by color family, combining your two brands. It's freaking insane. But I was so happy when not many voted for that, because then I realized, holy crap, I'll be swatching like 600 plus markers. I may have no hands after that. or sanity. So thank you all for not voting for that. I think I'm going to do that one as like a speed video while I'm watching TV and just sit there and fill it in. Because I was sitting there like, wow, that was a bad choice. Why did I put that one out there? Because with my luck, it would have been the one that got voted in. And I've been like, oh, crap. Here we go. Not that I haven't swatched a ton before, and marker swatching is a lot easier on the hands than, say, 520 Brutes or 520 Colors. But still, gosh, that's still like 3 or 4 hours of my life. All right. Beaver. I'm going to have to move these trays a little. This is Beaver Gray. All right. I am in a good mood today because I like to be last minute, which, by the way, is not my personality. My personality is always be very ahead of the game and never do things last minute because it stresses me the heck out. But I was very last minute with editing my second book and doing the final touches on it. And it was due today so that it can publish by the 30th. This is Vintage Grape. So I was like super stressed this whole week, like going through over and over. My software kept like reverting chapter names back. It wasn't saving my clip art. I was about to lose my mind. Shannon told me to walk away from my computer before I probably punched it because I was about to punch it. But yes, I feel so happy this morning because I finished it, uploaded it, and then we found an error last night after I uploaded it and like, yeah, fix it. I can. I just need to wait for them to approve it so I can go back in and change it. It's not really an error. It's just a word choice I didn't mean to use. So I guess it's not an error. It's just more of a, I need to replace that word. All right. Porpoise. Gosh, these names are just making these all sorts of attractive, aren't they? But yes, that one is done. Let's see. I was reading the comment. I gotta swap this over here. Yeah, it would have been more like 700 markers, but I was being generous because I do not have the grays for Copic. So for me, it wouldn't be. Ooh, speaking of Ohuhu, I have a bunch of exciting Ohuhu products. They sent me a bunch of stuff. I have the new Ohuhu colored pencils, which I will be doing a video on this week. But also, they sent me a bunch of marker refills so I can play with them. I'm super happy about that. Kept meaning to try them, and so I was just like, hey, by the way. And the gal I talked to was really nice, and she's like, sure. I just told her don't send me any gray ones because I never use those. No, I haven't sharpened them, but okay, here's the thing. Let's talk about sharpening pencils, right? Because there's a little bit, I don't want to call it misleading. It's just not accurate. So that doesn't help the way I say it either. Okay. You can, in fact, pull a pencil from the case and sharpen it as you receive it. Yes, there's a little bit of residue left from manufacturing, but unless you're noticing some really big, like wacky changes or like say colors upon colors, like say I went through here and noticed like some blue coming out or something wacky, or you just feel a weird resistance, then yeah, sharpen them. But for the most part, pencils can come straight out of the packaging, including cheap budget ones, and go for it. These are only looking like this because I can tell you right now, these do not do well on a soft cardstock. This has some tooth to it. And see, you can still see the tooth, obviously, but look as I layer over it. It's taking the layers a lot better. and it's a lot smoother. So it looks crappy because of this paper, just so you know. So there's kind of, you always want to kind of consider the paper you're swatching on. But also, the other thing you guys need to keep in mind when you are swatching anything is you need to swatch on the type of paper that you use. So like if you use toothy paper, print out your swatch charts on toothy paper. If you're like me and you tend to use smooth paper, print out your swatch charts on smooth paper. Because if that's what you're going to use it on the most, you need to know how the pencil's going to look. So on a very smooth cardstock, these are not so pretty. But it has nothing to do with pre-sharpening. It's the paper. Like it's not letting me layer over it on this smooth paper, whereas certain brands would work just fine, but it's taking layers just fine down here. So it's the paper. All right, oak. So the only reason I'm using the paper they sent it with, is because I wanted to kind of see the color palette and then kind of create my own swatch chart. I really didn't want to go and like try another swatch chart and then have to redo it later. So it's just easier to use the one it came with. Then I can go around and make a chart that works for my preferred order. I just find it easier that way. Plus, it's a nice little test. Like, is this swatch chart that it came with worth it? No, it's not. That color didn't do too bad, though. I have published a book. It's actually linked somewhere up there. Nightbot should say something. Because the second one, I believe Nightbot's going to say it, actually. Unless I turned it off. I did turn it off. Silly me. Okay, it's on now. So Nightbot will send you to the next one. All right, mocha. The thing I need to order. But then I would need my kids to reliably run downstairs and grab it in time before it turns to ice. And my one reliable child moved to the basement. So now I'm on the second floor. Not that my kids aren't reliable. I just meant the one that like actually checks their text messages when I say, hey, get that thing at the door. The other ones are like, huh? Yeah, these don't do good on this paper. This is icky paper. But we are getting into darker colors at least. All right. Cocoa. And I'll try sharpening the next one just to show you guys. But like I said, it's the paper. This is very slick paper. It'd be great for markers. I bet you this would be awesome for marker blending paper. Because you can just feel it. Yeah, I'd like to see how these all look laid out. Some of the charts I saw online still had them in the same numerical order. So that's why I was like, I want to redo this later in my own little style. All right, we'll sharpen this one for funsies. Which brutes? Because there's a few brutes. Okay, you know what's funny? On camera, these look a lot crappier than they do in person. They actually don't look that crappy. I mean, do they look crappy? Yes, but not that crappy. Yes, my book is free if you have Kindle Unlimited. If you have Kindle Unlimited, just fun fact, for any book you read on Kindle Unlimited, the author is only paid by the pages read, not the fact that you downloaded it. So if you ever want to support, did I just say an author? If you ever want to support an author, make sure you read the whole book because they only get paid by the pages read. It's a really weird model. But I understand why, because they've got the free books, and obviously they don't want people to get paid if someone quits the book halfway through. But yeah, if you're ever trying to support one, do that and leave reviews. That's my biggest problem right now is I get a lot of sales, but I'm not getting reviews, and reviews are basically what help drive your book. So yeah, just FYI on that one. All right, I need a brush, but I left my good brush downstairs because of course I would. I'm gonna use this one. So this is my doll 133. I use that instead of what I prefer to use. Oh, now I just put things. I prefer to use my AF mat, but I wanted to save you guys your ears because the AF mat is not quiet on camera. This is called Sweet Lilac. Ooh, hello. Do I have my pastel tint swatch chart up here? It'd be kind of fun to see. In fact, someone reminded me if I forget. I'm going to put them side by side and see how they complement one another. Like a whole batch of just very muted colors. That'd be fun. Yeah, these don't like to layer on this paper at all. Sad. All right, Purple Dusk. That's interesting. Do you notice on this paper, it's like it doesn't even go into the tooth of the paper at all because there isn't really tooth to grip it. So yeah, I would definitely say use these with a toothier paper, which is weird because the pastel tints do really good on smooth paper. All right. Nightbot will post the link to my book on there. It did actually already if you scroll up a bitsies. But let's see. This is Wildberry. So does anyone in chat actually own these yet? Or have you purchased these yet through Castle Art or Amazon? Kind of curious. I've seen a few people use them, and I had requests from the day they came out. It's just they weren't on Amazon. And basically, if it's not on Amazon, I really, really have to be interested to bother buying it off of Amazon. So that shows you my level of interest. Plus, I just don't tend to gravitate towards Castle Art products because they're, not my go-to. So I'm not going to sit there and go through their website and all that. But the second I saw them pop, oh, this one's got some blue. I'll sharpen this one. So once they popped up on Amazon, that's when I went for it. Convenience and all. Plus, if they're like a really bad pencil and you don't, you want to return them, it's so much easier to do on Amazon. Not that I'm like saying return every pencil after you test it out. But if you get a bad batch, you want to be able to return something or just an epically crappy pencil. Gosh, what was that pencil? It was a few years ago, but I remember I was like swatching it in a video, not a live stream, and just a video. And I quit like halfway through and said in the video that I was returning them immediately. All right, these are out of order again. Darn it. Now I need to find Purple Rose, wherever it's hidden. But yeah, I remember it was a while ago, but I was like, yep, and I'm returning this. It's not that one. Interesting. Oh, there we go. So we have a few that get out of order. I have a feeling it's because the way they put them in the case, they look more aesthetically pleasing where these ones are hiding out of order. But you definitely want to pay attention when you're pulling them out then. Or they were just lazy. This one actually doesn't do too bad on this paper. Purple Rose. I want to see all the purples in this set. That's actually going to be very interesting. All right, Dark Pearl. This kind of is a grayish violet color. Very dusky. Not dusty, dusky. Okay, that one's too scratchy. Let me see if it'll sharpen it out. Yes, they are better. All Castle Art products are better on other paper, but I'm using what I have been provided, and then I will go from there. Although I will say the Castle Art Golds and pastel tints swatched just fine and dandy on the paper they came with, and they were actually quite nice. Flint. If I didn't have to stay in these tedious little boxes. That one actually isn't too bad either. I mean, Flint is normally like a gray color. This has a nice little purplish gray thing going on. I like it. I like it. It's not too shabby. As my head bumps my camera. Oh, thank you, Indy. It's very nice of you. Brassica. There are a lot of purples in here, which is nice because a lot of sets just don't have a lot of purples. And you could totally like mix and mingle these with other brands. It's not like you have to only use this set. That's why I want to kind of look at it with the pastel tints and see if maybe I can make a combo with them. Ooh, that would be fun. And then I can make like a little chart to combine them. So many ideas, so little time. I did start working on a bunch of color combos because that was a request. So I'm working on that as well. So much to do. All right, Mink. Yes, being honest has its price on YouTube. Although I must say, when I was super honest about my Holbeins, because I had avoided that video for a long time just because people get like raged over any sort of negativity about Holbeins. But when I posted that one, surprisingly, most people were very nice and understanding. It was relieving because I was like the odd man out when I was like, I hate these things. So that was a little nice. Not so worried about it with the cheap budget pencils, but like, you know, more expensive pencils where you have people who are big, like hardcore fans. That's where it's like, I'll still be honest. It's just the blowback hurts a little. It hits you right in the feel bads, you know? Some people can be very mean, unnecessarily mean. It's like, oh, ouch. Huh. It's an interesting color there. Yeah, I totally would make my own color chart because these are in a wacky order. It's not giving me the option to skip commercials, so I'm sorry if it's giving you a lot of commercials. I literally did the lowest setting, and it's being a pain in the butt, I'm sure. But the commercials do help support my channel, so I know they're annoying, but I appreciate it. You appreciate your patience. But I did put it on the lowest setting. I did notice they took away the option to skip them because it used to pop up on my screen saying, it's about to launch into a little commercial, and I could opt to skip it. Why can't I talk? Who says skipped? Skip it. But yeah, it doesn't pop up anymore. They took that away. So it's kind of weird. But again, I'm sorry about the commercials. Like, they don't give YouTubers a lot of control. You pick between things, and I know it's a pain, but it does support a YouTuber's channel. Even when we pick the lowest setting possible. I have YouTube Premium just so I can avoid the commercials myself, but I know it's not for everyone. It shouldn't miss what I'm saying if you get a commercial. It should pick up right back where it had left you off. Or at least it used to back in the day. Like, if you had a commercial break, it would bring you back to where you left off. So sometimes you're a little bit behind. But it shouldn't just skip ahead unless they changed it. I don't know. I've had premium for so many years now. Like, my kids watch YouTube on their accounts, and they have to watch all the ads. I'm like, what's that like? But yeah, I've had the premium for a long time. And honestly, the price isn't too bad. But if you think about it, YouTube's a free platform. They got to make their money somehow. And I'm not, by the way, making millions off those commercials. It's just giving me a few cents. But those few cents help me buy these little sets of pencils or give them away, which is why I try to offer giveaways as my consolation of, sorry, YouTube wanted to just spam commercials. Hopefully they're entertaining commercials. All right. Yeah, paper is always linked in my description. The paper I use, like when I print things out, including my swatch charts, that's the paper I use. I buy it by like 2 packs at a time. And then my favorite paper for markers is back, finally. So I need to put that back in the description. It was gone for so long, or you could only get it in like a box of, I think it was like 500 or something. It was ridiculous. But now that it's consistently back, I need to go on there and add that one. But the tan toned that I use, and then the white Nina I use. When someone says Nina cardstock, by the way, there's more than one type of Nina. So you need to really pay attention to that. And don't just assume the first Nina you find is the same Nina that everyone else uses. So I have it linked to the one I use, but I just want to put that out there. You need to look at the weight of the paper and all that. Okay, it looks like we're getting into blues now. So I guess it's not as many purples as I thought it would be. We'll see. We'll see. It's not too bad. All right, Harbor Blue. I always like to draw out the O-U-R for the British spelling. Harbor. I know it's harbor for anyone that wants to get on there and correct me. That's a nice one, actually. I kind of like this color. Ooh, you know what would be really fun to use these pencils in? The, help if I could remember the name. The Witchcrafty book from Hannah Carlson. Holy crap, what's the name? Oh my gosh, how embarrassing. Witch's Cottage. Yeah, that one. These colors would be really fun in that book. I don't know how they'll do on that paper. Guess I'll find out. Ooh, don't I have a copy here? No, I don't. I took it downstairs because I don't pre-plan for anything, apparently. And the one time I clean up my studio, I took that darn book with me. Go figure. All right, now we're on to the inky blue. It is kind of funny that the initials is HA because it's like, ha, inky blue. At least that's how I'm going to say it. This is a nice blue violet. I can already tell. Yeah, Tales from the Witch's Cottage. There we go. These would be fun in that book. I'm doing one of her books in all pastels, which I've been kind of lazy about working on lately. But these would be fun in that Witch's Cottage book. Just the color palette alone, I mean. It's kind of got that gloomy thing going on. These really aren't too bad. All right. Blueberry. And then, of course, after stream, I'll take a picture because we always need a picture. Sometimes it doesn't show up the same for everybody, especially if how you have your things set up. I can't wait till YouTube lets us start streaming in 8K all the time because that's what this camera is meant to do, and it seems to freaking revolt anytime you don't let it do that. So I really need them to release that. Of course, that'll probably kill the server. Then we'll have robot voices and a bunch of buffering. All right, we've got our topaz. Ooh, that's bright. That's not very harmonious. I'll see what it looks like when everything's together, but like compared to all the other blues, holy crapola. That's one heck of a blue. Also swatching these at an angle I wouldn't normally swatch at. All for camera. Yeah, that's bright. That's like denim blue from Prisma bright. Woo! Hello. Huh. All right, then we got our night blue. No, we don't. I gotta sharpen it. It's broke. So I'll just work on that. All right, well, at least it's sharpened out. Only problem is I don't want to break that really sharp tip. I need to almost sharpen them on the blunt setting. So I tried the Crazy Art pencils and I wasn't a fan, but I know a lot of people like them. We're also different though, that's the thing. I mean, there's people that like the Castle Art Soft Touch, and I'm just not that person. There's people that hate Prisma, and I would love Prisma. Not would, I do. I like polychromos on a good day, depending on my mood. But yeah, we're also different when it comes to pencils. Like when I did my 5 favorite budget ones, it's fun to see what other people like, you know, versus what my 5 are. Of course, I own more than 5 sets. Those were just my 5 that were my top 5. Ocean Sapphire. Yeah, this is a nice one. Kind of an interesting blue. It has a really nice tone to it. One thing I'm trying to look at though is like blending groups within this set. I'm seeing quite a few. Just be interesting how they actually blend together. All right. I just have to keep double checking the name because, like I said, a couple have been out of order. This one's not too bad of a color either. See, these ones are layering up a little better on the soft paper. Not crazy better, but better. All right. Attention. Yep, we're still on the right one. Yeah, I might try these in that Hannah Carlson book. Depending on how many blues, it might even work in her Atlantis one. It's hard to say how these would do on Create Space, but that's just because I rarely color in Create Space. And usually the only pencils I use in Create Space are like Prisma, Black Widow, Starjoy Golds actually do really well. You know, I haven't tried my Castle Art Golds and Create Space paper. I should. They're kind of built similar to the Starjoy. The only Brute Fooners I like a lot are the squares. I don't mind that 520 set with the round barrel. But, I mean, it was kind of an overkill set. But I really love my Brute Fooner squares. I haven't broken them out in so long, but it's because it's pretty much impossible to find them now. It's so sad. I don't know why. They're like the best pencil. Like, and people wanted them. They're still high demand. But that's what happens with budget sets. So I tell people, don't go buying a ton of budget sets just to buy them. Unless you want to collect them, then whatever. You do you, boo. But don't just like go buy tons of the budget sets because, you know, they'll be here today and like gone tomorrow. And then maybe never come back again, or they'll come back reincarnated under a different brand name and a higher price tag. But still, it's just the consistency factor. I really like this blue minus that one little part where it doesn't want to work on this paper. But I'm glad I was able to snag a few extras of the square brutes before they just went MIA. So I have a few backups, but I'm like afraid to use them now. Pastel Holbeins are nice. Ooh, this one's all cracked. Though I wouldn't just spend your money on only the pastel set. That said, I also do not like I do not like Holbeins in general. I just feel like they're way overpriced, and you could get a different set of pastels or just buy some Prisma and call it a day. But again, yes, I'm Prisma bias, and I'm not a fan of Holbein, but they do have a cute set of pastel colors. I just don't like them. I did do a video why can't I talk today? It's because I need to order my coffee. That's why. I did do a set of videos comparing the Holbein pastels to the Astra Pastel Low, because, you know, there was that whole kick about them being very alike. And I think I have a chart somewhere. I know I have a video, but it was kind of interesting to see how close they were in some ways. But performance-wise, totally different, obviously. One is a pencil that's expensive. One is not. Can you even buy those Astra Pastel Low pencils anymore? I haven't even looked. But it was interesting to compare them. But like if we're talking like budget pastel pencils, my favorite are the Indra, but you can't freaking get them. Nope, that one's not in order either. All right. No, ink tints are not soft like Prismacolor. They are waxy. You can use them dry, though they are meant to be activated. If you go back over them, though, after, well, to add some shading, they're good, but they're nowhere near soft like Prisma. And honestly, if you only use ink tints dry, you're not getting the most out of them because those things really pop when you activate them. So just something to keep in mind there. Pale apple. I don't know. If my apple was this color, I'd be kind of worried. It's like underripe apple. It's pretty though. Just slightly darker than that one. Ooh, seafoam green. When I was younger, seafoam green was my favorite color. I don't know why. I think it's because I just enjoyed being really like out there, because people would be like, my favorite color is blue or teal. And I was like, seafoam green. Because yeah, let's take it up a notch. Of course, now my favorite color is teal, but it's got to be robin's egg blue, which is a teal color despite the name. It's also known as Tiffany blue, but the real name is robin's egg blue. Just fun little trivia for you. All right. Mellow sage. I find that kind of funny. Mellow sage, because sage does in fact mellow you out. It's kind of a crafty name. I don't know if they did that on purpose, but it's kind of like a celadon green almost. All right. Moss green. No, don't activate your ink tints with Gamsol. You would be inhaling an outrageous amount of a toxic. No, just stick to water. You can use water-based pens like Tombows, blender. My favorite is alcohol marker blenders. But yeah, don't use Gamsol. Inhaling Gamsol is not very good for you either. That's just a big one to throw out there. Let's see. The Chroma Flow are not like Prisma. And I'm just saying that. They're just not quite as soft as the Prisma. They don't have the opacity and that buttery ability to just smush over one another. Like a Prisma, I could literally take 3 colors that don't necessarily go together, but they're so opaque that I could just color straight over one another. Chroma Flow can't do that. But I'm also not a big fan of the Chroma Flow. I find them scratchier. The color range, I've not been very impressed with. Overall performance, not very impressed with. But the only thing they got going for them is you can sharpen them to a very stiff point and they won't snap like a Prisma. But I would take Prisma any day over Chroma Flow, which is why I still have not done my Chroma Flow review, because it's really hard to go pick those up and color a page when I'm like, I just want my Prismas back. Yeah, you'll get varying reviews. There's some people that say they're just like Prisma. I just disagree, but that's my opinion. What would I recommend that's similar to Prisma? Definitely no budget sets. Gosh. So Derwent drawing pencils are really soft and they're pretty, nice and close to it. They also have some opacity, but they don't have the color range. Of course, they do have those rumors going about, but they might expand the color range. So if they did that, that would be glorious, but those are expensive. If you're talking like what budget pencil would I say is close to a Prisma, I'm going to say none, but that's just because I'm rather picky. Because when something needs to be compared to a Prisma, I'm comparing it on everything. I'm comparing the color range, the way, the opacity, the way it can layer up and build. Its blendability, which is different than layering, by the way, and all of that. So yeah, I have yet to find a budget pencil that even comes close. I do not think Arctics are similar to Prisma. I know a lot of people do. I, however, don't. But that's just me. This one's out of order too. Few things with that. The Arctics have a few colors that can't even freaking blend to save their life. They're still scratchier. They don't have the same blendability as the Prisma. The color range is meh for me. They just don't perform, and I still don't think they're that soft. I've been trying them on a few different papers, and they don't perform the same as my Prismas. Like I said, though, everyone's different. There's a lot of people that think the Arctics are just like them. I'm just not one of them. Derwent Color Soft are actually not bad. However, the Derwent Color Soft are more crumbly. They do crumble a lot. And they're not meant to be kind of smooshed in a way where you can be heavy-handed with a Prisma. You have to be a little bit more delicate with the Color Soft. But they layer up very nicely, and they are creamier than other brands. So they're pretty close to Prisma, not exact, but honestly, I don't know why they haven't expanded that line and made a few adjustments. I have the Color Soft though. But yeah, you do need to do a little bit more layering with the Color Soft. And believe it or not, I've gone through more breakage with my Color Soft than my Prisma. Oh, they were damaged. That sucks. Yeah, the way you move your pencil can do... this one's out of order too. Where's the pine green at? The way you move your pencil can definitely change it. But if I sit here going this direction, it's not going to be comfortable with the way I'm holding my sheet. So we're just going to go this route. But like I said, I'm going to make my own chart later anyway. I just want to get the gist of these colors. The greens aren't bad, actually. These greens aren't too bad at all. I'm actually surprised to see some of these darker colors, but in a good way, because I was kind of curious how they were going to pull this off with nothing but muted colors. So some of these are nice. All right, Storm Gray. So here's the thing with Prisma, because I get a lot of people that complain about the breakage. I don't have that problem. I mean, occasionally I get one that breaks, yeah, sure, or one that's off center, but rarely. However, I buy my open stock from art supply stores. So it's also where you buy them. You need to be careful when you're buying sets on Amazon and make sure they're coming from a real supplier and not one of those cheap knockoffs or the companies that are selling the rejects from manufacturing, because that was a problem for a while. But when it comes to open stock, I buy my open stock on Blick. because they have a really good deal. You can mix and match 12 and you get a discount. I don't get the breakage and the issues that a lot of people do. But also you do need to sharpen your Prismacolors the right way. There is a right and wrong way to do it. I haven't had a lot of luck with the handheld sharpeners. I tend to use my doll or my AF-mat with my Prismas, and then I got a lot better sharpening out of them. If you use like the Toggle sharpener on level 1, it gives you the same sharpen point as it comes from the manufacturer, which is nice. But yeah, those are about the only ways I sharpen mine. But I don't get as much breakage as others. This color is weird. It's acting weird. Trying to like swirl it in there. But it's also just where you buy them. I'm very heavy-handed as a colorist, and I don't shatter my Prismas. So just putting that out there too. Because I know a lot of people complain about them breaking, but I really do like press pretty hard on mine, and they're still alive. Yeah, on level 1. It's the way you get that sharpen. It's actually, if you sharpen it like you get it from the manufacturer, you won't get breakage. Fun fact. Like, they hold up pretty well. You'd be surprised. It's when you get a nice, like, long sharpened point on them that you're like, well, that sucks. But I'm lazy, so I run mine through the doll or my AF-mat. I don't run my AF-mat until it clicks, though. Because it takes too much. I usually just run my AF-mat like 1 or 2 times around, and then it's pretty good to go. I do not like this color. I wonder if it's... I'm going to press hard just to see. No, it's just the paper. Making it all swirly. All right, let's see. Opera Mauve. Interesting. Okay. So here's a purple, but it's hanging out down here. And it looks like there's some more purples too. So I would totally probably move those upward. That's why I wanted to use this and then create my own chart. So already I can see some of these that would go up. We've got our, like, a little bit of gray colors here. There's actually not a ton. Well, I guess up top there's more grays. All right, sour berry. It's a really pretty purple. So these are kind of like more the red violet family down here. I don't know if they had any rhyme or reason when they put these together, but just these ones are more red violet. Very interesting palette. Interesting. All right, we got our plum. Yeah, these definitely could join their little purple friends up top, but it's fun that there's more purples. Not a lot of pink. In fact, there was just those handful of pinks up at the top. What, like one real pink, the other two were more of a blushy color, veering on the peach. Got beetroot. So tempted to just go outside of the box. Who says you need to stay in the lines? There's no rules. You could go out the line and say you're just testing the transparency of it, like with watercolor. At least that's what I would do. I'd be like, oh, look, I'm just testing the transparency. It's not a big deal. I haven't bothered ordering the squares on Temu. So are the ones on Temu the actual OG Brute Fooner squares, or are they knockoffs? Kind of curious. That is a really gross color. One thing is portraits would be, you wouldn't be doing like traditional skin tones. I mean, you could try with some of these peachy colors, but you would need to back it up. Yeah, but the problem is there's no yellowish colors to tone anything down. You have the greens and purples for color correction, but yeah, if you did like anything skin tone, it would just be kind of a more mythical looking thing, kind of like they did in their sample image that I didn't get. I'm gonna have to find out why. I'll email them, I guess. The person who said they got theirs emailed to them after they bought it, though, did you buy from Amazon or Castle Art directly? Because I'm wondering if that's the thing. Because I could see it if you bought it from Castle Art themselves. All right, let me zoom this out real quick. I almost hit the end stream button. That would have been fun. I really miss my mouse. Need to find my mouse. All right. So we have these little guys. Hang on, I'm going to grab my pastel tints. I know they're around here somewhere. Okay. Yeah, so it's not the greatest, but hey, it is what it is. But I still recommend swatching them out on the cheap, crappy paper so you can put them in your own order. Where's my pastel tints? I know I've got them. Here we go. I will say my pastel tints swatched fine and dandy. Hang on, gotta carefully pull it off the disc binder. My pastel tints swatched really nicely on the paper, but again, it was cheap paper. So these are the pastel tints, right? These actually swatched really nicely on this paper. They were smooth, full of white and filler, but kind of curious. Put them like this. Mm-hmm. You could totally take a lot of these and integrate them in here, especially like with these greens right here. And then this buttery yellow. Again, you would be getting rid of the more grayed out, muted palette here if you added these in. But this would make a really pretty set of pencils if you combined these. Especially like if you added in that purple, these two pinks, and that one over there. That'd be kind of fun. I might work on combining those. But as for these ones here, these I know look like nothing in the light. I wonder if I turn this down a bit. It's not going to help us. No, but let's see. Yeah, Temu is not really known for great packaging, but I mean, you're also paying like nothing. If we zoom in there, that'll be better. Now you can see those pinkish colors. All right, so these aren't too shabby. It's like, so it is supposed to be muted, right? It's not going to be bright. It's not going to be like these pastel tints. I do still like these pastel tints, but it would be fun to combine them. But this, I would love to just like play with this palette alone in a book and see what I could create. It'd be kind of interesting. Why don't I have that book up here? It was literally here the other day. But yeah, and then even some of these, from the pastel tints are muted too. Like some of these ones here, I could totally add over. Like that one would work. That might pass as a muted one, sort of. These greens would. You could totally expand it if you like combine those two. And they use this like a similar formula. But either way, just those alone, this would be fun. But this is exactly why I wanted to swatch it on its own chart, because I would be totally changing up this order because we've got some warm grays and some cool, we've got like 2 cool grays, mostly warm grays up here. And then we have like 2 cool grays down here. But then like our purples are kind of all over the place. Granted, these are more red violet, but I would definitely want to get these more in color family order and then kind of play with like some blending, because that's the thing I'm looking at is like blending. You know, what could I do to create combos? These ones are so close together, I really don't like it, but this one's just a little bit darker. But like if I were to blend something out, it'd be kind of interesting. Like say I took my beetroot, and then I would probably go and throw it together with, I like that wild berry. Where did that one go? Do some wild berry fun. Nope, not you. Yeah, because some of these up here, I would want to bring down here. And then I'd probably grab my dusty rose. And then my wheatgrass. You can see how these would look on a toothier paper. And we're just playing with color combos. So if you haven't entered the giveaway, go ahead and do it now, because I'm going to have Nightbot pull a winner. So let's talk about the giveaway while we're thinking about that. Here's the thing. You need to be over the age of 18, as with all giveaways. You need to be able to receive a package from Amazon US. And then, of course, you need to enter with the keyword. That's pretty simple, right? This is a toothy paper that I don't normally use. Oh, these lighter colors aren't going to show up, are they? Should have picked a darker color combo, but I thought this would look so pretty. So yeah, and then enter the keyword just once. Doesn't have to be in caps. I put it in caps just so you guys can make it out. I push a little harder. It's not too bad. And then I'll give you just a minute to enter. So the keyword is harmony. And then all the usual disclaimers. So the giveaway is not sponsored, endorsed, and all that jazz by Castle Art, Amazon, and or YouTube. I will be solely responsible for distributing the set of 72 pencils to the winner. You must be in the stream at the time your name is called. If you don't say, hello, I'm here, then we'll be moving on and pulling a new name. If I pull a new name, that person is the new winner. So if you don't respond in time and I pull a new name, sorry, but we can't sit around for like 10 minutes and then someone pop back on. So you do need to reply as quick as possible. I usually like wait a minute or two before I pull another name. And then anyone watching this on replay, just know that this is for the live stream only. So there's no more giveaways after and all that jazz. It's actually a really pretty combo. It just doesn't show up on camera. It's a pretty color on a toothy paper. Where's my smooth paper? But I like that one. That one's not bad. I like the beetroot color. All right. Let's pull a winner. So I'm going to pull a winner right now, and then we'll see if that person is online. It is being slow pulling it up, because why would it do it when I ask it to? Let's see. And let's hope it picks someone that someone that actually meant to enter, because it has been known to not. So just FYI. Yeah. Hopefully it picks someone who actually entered, because that was really annoying when it did that last time. All right. Come on, you. You know what? Nightbot keeps freezing. Okay, I'm just going to do this. All right. So what it doesn't want to do is post it over, at least though. So I'm going to type the winner in the chat because it's being wacky and it keeps freezing. So just hold your thoughts. I'm going to run it right now because Nightbot is dumb. Okay. Let's see. The winner is Chris V. At least that's what Nightbot says. So hopefully Chris V actually entered and Nightbot's just not just throwing out new people. Didn't I do that like 2 times in a row? Oh gosh, it was so annoying. So is Chris V in the chat? Where did I get Wildberry from? I think I got it from here. Oh, yep, there you are. All right, let me try and type my... Oh, dang it, Shannon beat me to it. You know, I'm not even going to type it anymore. I'm just going to be like, Shannon's got it. So yeah, shoot me an email today with your email address, and that way I can send you a set of these. So you'll get the 72. Then yeah, I'm going to have to think up some tutorials for these. What kind of tutorials do you guys want to see with these pencils now that you've seen the color palette? Because that's what I really need to do. I'm thinking I'm definitely going to do something in a Hannah Carlson book. I don't know why, but some of her books just scream muted palette. Maybe it's like, this isn't a palette I would use in Johanna Basford. I don't know why. With Johanna's, I'm like, it's got to be bright. But with like Hannah Carlson, I'm like, yeah, I could do this. But, oh, and I love, someone just said Johanna. See, when I see Johanna, I'm like, bright greens, oranges. With this one, I'm like, Hannah Carlson, she would work. Yeah. So a hair tutorial, that would actually be interesting with these pencils. It could be done, actually. There's quite a few hair colors you could make out of here. But it'd be an interesting hair color for sure. Like I said, if I did a full portrait, like say I colored... Where's this one I was going to work on later today? Not in stream, but just for my own relaxation. Where did she go? Got a whole stack of portraits next to me. This lovely gal, she would be kind of fun. But her, like the skin tones would be more ethereal than anything else. Because obviously you don't have a ton of skin tones going on in here. She'd have like a purplish pink one. The email address that Shannon shared a little bit ago goes to my channel's email address. I just stopped putting, I'm not doing Prisma hair ever. I get requests. I don't like doing hair with Prisma. Ugh. It makes me itch. I love Prisma. I just don't do that for hair. But Shannon did post my email up there. That's my email for my channel. I don't put it in the description anymore because spam was getting out of control. But yeah, so maybe I'll think up some tutorials. A mythographic. This would actually be really fun in a mythographic. Now that I think of it. Yeah, that's good. That's a good suggestion. Because Kirby books would work for this. Like I said, I'm definitely picturing one in that Witch's Cottage book. I don't know why. It's just speaking to me. It's calling my name. Maybe it's the colors. Maybe it's the fact that the cover itself is dark purple. I don't know. It just happens. The Chroma Flow I've used for hair. Somewhere. Hang on. I had it the other day. I literally pulled it out because I can't remember why. But I was like, I used Chroma Flow for that. Where is it? I wonder if it's nearby. Because I did try a picture with Chroma Flow. I've got a whole bunch of pictures that need backgrounds again, by the way. So we're probably going to have to do another background video here soon. Because I have got a stack. See, like, this is what happens when I do hair with Prisma. Of course, this hair is done differently. Because it's just how I do hair differently on these gals. Like, this is Prisma for hair. I don't think I have an actual like portrait with Prisma hair. It's never been my thing. So I'm trying to find the one that I did with Chroma Flow. This one was just me kind of having some fun. But yeah, like when I do Prisma hair, I usually do like Hannah Lynn or things like that. I cannot find the Chroma Flow one. That's weird. But I did do one with Chroma Flow. The hair was a little bit easier to pull off with Chroma Flow. But I don't know. It's kind of weird. Try emailing me again. It might have gone to spam. So I know there was a giveaway for PDFs, and I think there was like 3 people, but only 2 actually emailed me. So if it was part of that, then you're probably the one that was missing. But I can try to do color or hair in this Harmony set for sure. But then I saw, yes, Pro Color are what I normally use for hair. But that's my go-to, but not everyone owns them, so that's why I try to use others. One of my favorites is like Black Widow. See, this here is Derwent Pro Color for the hair, and it's just a lot smoother. But yeah, it just kind of depends. The Pro Color were actually designed for hair, though, if you didn't know that. But who's the artist of which one? I have a lot of PDFs. My favorites are Koondanks, Rena, also known as Coloring Books 2020. Then, of course, I got Mystic Art Mirrors, Mariola Budek, Lana Green, basically all those ones. I think I have a video on that somewhere, but I think I'm going to call it good. We've swatched and played around with these. I've got some ideas to create some tutorials with them. They're not bad. I really need to color with them, though, because swatching only tells you so much. The color palette's really cool. I like this idea. I do want to combine these two to make a different palette. So let me know if you'd be interested in that. In a separate, totally different thing. I'll create something with these, but I'm kind of curious what it'd be like to combine the pastels in there. But yeah, I'm definitely going to have to play with these because swatching them, they're okay. They're not impressive on this paper, but I want to play around with them and see how they would look if I colored a page and then create some color combos because some of these are kind of wacky to combine. You'd have to really know your color theory to combine a couple of these. So, yeah, that was Mystic Art Mirror for the Prisma. But she's on break, by the way. So if you go to her Etsy store, you can't purchase anything right now. She is on break, and I wanted to buy her new book, so I was really bummed. So anyways, I hope you guys have a good rest of your Sunday. I'm going to go order myself a coffee because I am so tired. But I hope to see you guys soon. And until then, take care. Bye now.